Am I the a-hole for telling my MLL she can't meet her adopted grandchild? Throwaway because SIL is on Reddit. I, 31 female, married my husband Jack, 31 male, 9 years ago. Due to some health issues, I had to have a total hysterectomy when I was 20, and obviously won't be having children of my own. Jack and I had started dating months before my surgery, so he has always been very aware that we won't be having biological children, which he is more than okay with and has expressed so repeatedly. Maya has been a pain in the ass about it since the first time we met. She always had an arsenal of snide remarks about me not being able to give her a real grandchild, and how Jack deserved one who can give him real children. Jack never stood for it, and she wouldn't stop, and as a result, we've been basically NC for a decade. Other than occasional check-ins, maybe once or twice a year. His dad passed before we met. He has one sister. We had the pressure of fostering an absolutely wonderful 10-year-old girl, Lily, and we were thrilled to adopt her a few months ago. Unfortunately, MIL found out and took this as a cue to start bombarding us with texts and calls, and even few uncalled for visits to meet her grandchild. Keep in mind, we hadn't spoken to her months prior to this. Jack and I both decided we were in the process of adopting Lily, but at least until she was older. We didn't have Maya involved because Lily came from pretty tough situation, and we don't want to risk MIL making any harmful comments about real grandparents, real grandchildren. Jack and I sat down for lunch with MIL and explained until Lily was at the least settled in, and we trusted MIL to accept her, that she would not be allowed to meet her. She blew up at us, calling us unforgiving people who are holding a grudge to punish her. SIL sides with her, saying that we shouldn't be denying her grandkid because we can't let go of the past. So are we the TA? Edit. Good morning. I woke up with this and got more attention than I thought. I've read and appreciate all your comments, but I unfortunately don't have time to respond to all of them, so I just want to cover a couple things I saw a few times. To clear up the NC, we basically NC and just behaves better in a person. No one is demanding contact, but I didn't want Jack to completely lose his mother, so we make an effort to see her. Jack is okay with going completely NC if she gets worse, but she's manageable for us too for the time being. MIL more than likely found out from SIL. We never directly said, don't tell MIL, which is our mistake, but we were too busy with Lily and getting her settled in to consider MIL at the time. SIL doesn't want children and doesn't plan on having any. To the people saying inbred hillbillies would be better than my husband and his family now, Jack had stood by me through all this. He was fully prepared to go completely NC, but as someone who doesn't have either parent in my life, I didn't want him to completely lose his mother, so agreed on a very small amounts of contact. And to the person saying we're gaslighting and manipulating MIL, lol, no. She is more than welcome to have a bigger part in our lives as soon as we can make it through one goddamn launch without some kind of an attitude from. Thank you all for your input, advice, and kind words.
I think Mill's response tells you everything you need to know about whether your decision was the right one. If she were genuinely interested in your daughter's well-being, she might have expressed disappointment, maybe even regret that her past actions led to this, but ultimately would want your child's welfare to come first, as it always should, and as you and your husband are doing. Instead, she threw a tantrum, which only confirms what you suspected. She cannot be trusted, and her interest in a relationship with Lily is about her, not your child. Not only are you all NTA, but you're actual heroes to your daughter for protecting her above all else. Congratulations on your adoption and best of luck to you. NTA. Lily is in a delicate place mentally, and you guys are still working on building up foundations for her to be comfortable growing up in. Until you and your husband deem her ready to start meeting extended family, you will be keeping her away from others for now. You're not punishing your Mill by keeping Lily away but protecting Lily. Mill is volatile, you don't know what she will say around her, and you examples of her saying things without considering others' feelings. Edit. Thank you for the coin gift award, stranger. Edit. Thank you for the silver, stranger. It's not holding a grudge to judge someone based on their past actions and reevaluate your relationship with them and how you feel about them. Mill is such a bad person you barely see or speak to her. Why on earth would she get to even meet your kid, ever? You see her twice a year, under duress. What value could she possibly bring to your child's life? Sometimes subtle polite works, sometimes not. Do the above, and if you allow access, add mother. If I hear one comment or see one action regarding real grandchildren, or anything that's not 1000% supportive, it all ends immediately and permanently. You can think it all you want, I don't care, but one slip to Lily, and you're out. 1. I will move continents to remove you from her life. Don't test me. And follow through. The first orphanage was established in the United States in 1729. Adoption as practiced in ancient times declined during the Middle Ages, as bloodlines became paramount for inheritance. At this point, the Catholic Church began to encourage adoptions in the interest of abandoned and orphan children, establishing homes and standards of treatment for these children. Adoption as a thing is so ungodly old. It probably often was informal as well, especially within families. Historically, it was pretty common for mum and dad to adopt daughter's illegitimate kid, or for the mum's husband to adopt her kid as his. I'm pretty sure they've been around as long as people have been. I do genealogy and see adoptions. Well, they likely weren't all formal, but still, between family, extended family, and neighbors all the time. If anything, I think this used to be more common, because it was more common for parents would die of disease, TB killed a lot of young adults in my tree, or accidents. Lol, my father is handsome, and can be charming, until you get to know him. He was fantastic at charming 20-somethings well into his 40s. I think marrying, wife number 3, into an enmeshed family who lived close by, and owned the only tavern in the area, curbed his habits. By my calculations, I could have siblings ranging in age from 60 to 35. Only time and DNA tests will tell.